Okay, I am live. Wonderful. This is cartoon analysis number 3. All right, I just put my welcome in the comments. I said, hello everyone. Welcome to this live English lesson. Today we're exploring cartoons and comics. Let's do it. Okay, so let's take a look. What are we doing today? Well, this is a live English lesson. Maybe the best kind. Okay, and what are we doing? Well, we're going to analyze comics. So cartoons where there's like, it's a cartoon and people are talking and stuff is happening. So here are the cartoons, right? Okay. We're also going to explore vocabulary and phrases as we go, right? So these cartoons present us with different situations. Great opportunities to talk about vocabulary and phrases. And then at the end, we'll do a question and answer session, okay? So along the way, if you have questions, if you have comments, great, put them in the comments and I will answer as best I can because we need to move through the lesson. But at the end, I will set aside some time where you guys can ask questions and I will have answers. Okay, so let me take a drink of water. Delicious. Okay, so let's get started with the first cartoon. All right, so here we go. Ooh, this is the first cartoon. Maybe we'll just quick take a look. All right. All right, okay, so what we have, looks like we have a guy and we have a lady. Right, so let's see if what we can type about them. Right, let's see. A man and a woman are in a kitchen. Right, if we look in the background, we can see the ovens where they're probably going to be cooking stuff. Aha, we have people in the comments. Wonderful. Leah Huda says hello. Hello. Garden says hello. Hello. Okay. So once again, we're doing cartoon analysis today, and I'm going to be describing what we see, and I would love it if you guys help me along the way. We're going to talk about the cartoon, the comic, and what's happening. All right, Ghazal Hosseini says hello. Hello, hello. Okay, so let's see. Maybe before we get to the analysis or the description, we'll just take a look, and let's see. So we got a man and a woman over here, and the man is saying, just mash them the old-fashioned way, Doris. So we know that the lady's name is Doris, and mash. Mash is always an interesting word because we see potatoes, we see a stick of dynamite. What? What is a stick of dynamite? Well, let's take a look. Because I love to use pictures as we go. So this would be a stick of dynamite up close. All right, something like this. So Doris has some crazy ideas about how she cooks in the kitchen. All right, so the guy's saying, just mash them the old-fashioned way, Doris. Okay, so we have the verb mash. Does anybody, can you guys tell me what does mash mean if we're talking about mashed potatoes? So when they're finished, they'll be mashed potatoes. But what does the verb mash mean? M-A-S-H. What do you think? Aha, Leah Huda says purees. Ah, similar. Well, the word mash means to like squish, to mash it down, to push it down, and you break them apart. Garden says crash. It's kind of the right idea because you're crashing them down, you're pushing them down. And I'm going to go show you guys a picture of a potato masher. Now this is the tool that you can use if you do it by hand, right? If you're not using an electric tool, I remember my grandma and my mom would use a potato masher. Let's take a look at a potato masher. See what we can find. All right, so this is, I'm going to show you guys. This is a potato masher. All right, so it's a tool where you crush the potatoes. Let's see if we can find mashing potatoes. Masher. Okay, this is a perfect one right here. So you put the potatoes inside, you probably peel the potatoes first, you take the skin off, and then you put the tool in and you mash them, right? You mash the potatoes until, like Leahuda said, they're like pureed, right? They become, the consistency is much more soft, there's no chunks, stuff like that. Let's see, Majuline Hulali says, hello teacher, how are you? I'm wonderful, thank you. Maria Antoneta Pellegrini says, hello. Hello. Right, Leahuda says, smash them down. Right, smash down the potatoes. And the tool is called a potato masher. All right, so that's what you would maybe normally do. However, in the cartoon, Doris, she's getting creative. Maybe she's tired of stuck in the kitchen mashing the potatoes. So somewhere she got a stick of dynamite. And we can see Doris is about to light the dynamite stick on fire. I see Meziet in Chankara says hi. Hello, welcome. All right. So let's see if we did a description, and you guys help me as we go, right? So he's just saying, just mash them the old-fashioned way, Doris, because she's about to, boom, blow up the kitchen, right? So we could say, if we wanted to summarize this cartoon, Doris wants to take a shortcut. Can someone tell me, what is a shortcut? Let's see. Ooh, a shortcut. You can use a shortcut when you're driving. Maybe you're taking a trip and you go on a shortcut. Or if you're doing something, you have a project and maybe you want to take a shortcut. So, can someone tell me in the comments, what does the word shortcut mean? And it can be good or bad depending on the situation. So she wants to take a shortcut. That would be the full phrase, to take a shortcut. What do you think? Well, Leahuda says peace. Well, she wants to take a shortcut. Well, let's see. We'll use an image and we'll look up the word shortcut and see what happens. All right. Garden says cut the corner. Yes, she wants to try to find an easier way to do it. So let's say take a shortcut. All right, here we go. So it's very common when you're driving to maybe want to take a shortcut, because a shortcut is just a quicker way to get where you're going, right? So you go on the shortcut, and it's not always the best way. You know, maybe the road's not very smooth and it's dangerous, but you're trying to go faster, I guess. All right, let's see. Mustafa RZ says hi. Hello. He says detour. It could be kind of like a detour, which a shortcut is an alternate path, an alternate route. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Hisham SH says a short way or a quick way. Yes. So Doris wants to take a shortcut. Instead of mashing the potatoes with the potato masher, she wants to blow them up with a stick of dynamite. Oh, Doris, what are you doing? Okay, let's see. Gonna move something here. Okay, so, and the guy, I gotta say he's pretty calm for what Doris is about to do, right? I mean, she's sitting in the kitchen, she's just about to light it. She has the flame close to the fuse. The fuse of the dynamite, and it's about to explode. Garden says ditch the chore. Sure, she's trying to take a shortcut. Instead of having to do mashing the potatoes with the tool, the potato masher that I showed you, she wants to blow them up. But there's kind of a problem. Can you guys tell me what is the problem if you use dynamite to mash your potatoes? However, Doris's shortcut has a problem. What is the problem? It should be obvious, but can you guys tell me in English, what is the problem if you use dynamite to mash your potatoes? I'm waiting for you guys in the comments. Leah Huda says they're going to burn. That's true. Yes. Doris shortcut has a problem. See, first, the potatoes will burn. And also, they will explode. Right? Let's see. Right, Mustafa RZ says they will go miles and miles away. Right, Leah Huda says, and a big explosion. Right. Also, they will explode, and everyone in the building might die or get hurt. Right. Let's see. Ghazal Hosseini says it would be a pile of mashed debris instead of mashed potatoes. Good. I like the word debris. Let's take a look. If we're talking about an earthquake or a building that has collapsed, we can talk about debris, right? Let's say building debris. And in this word debris, we don't say the S. The S is silent. So we just say debris. So let's take a look. So this is debris, right? If a building explodes or if it's a controlled demolition, then it falls down and there's debris everywhere. All right. Right, let's see. Garden says a potato festival in the kitchen. Right. Okay. So I guess the joke is that the lady wants to take a shortcut. She doesn't want to do them the regular way, and she wants to just blow up the potatoes. So maybe the lady's either crazy, impatient, frustrated, or just insane. And the guy, I think he's a bit too calm for the situation. I think most people will be like, what the heck are you doing? Get that flame away from the dynamite. And where did you get dynamite? Okay. All right, let's see. Why don't we do a little pronunciation? Repeat after me. If you're doing pronunciation, give me some apples in the comments. Here we go. Here's a little bit of a long sentence. Oh, first one, this one. Repeat after me. Doris wants to take a shortcut. Instead of mashing the potatoes with the potato masher, she wants to blow them up with a stick of dynamite. Okay, let's finish the bottom part section, and then I'll answer the question. Repeat after me. However, Doris's shortcut has a problem. First, the potatoes will burn. Also, they will explode, and everyone in the building might die or get hurt. Okay, and I think we had a couple questions. Let's see, Mustafa RZ says, biting the dust will be the case too. That's right. Biting the dust means you kick the bucket, you die. To bite the dust, to kick the bucket are both idioms that mean to die, right? To pass away. And this would be a very violent death, right? An explosion. Let's see. Leah Huda says, what's the synonym of debris? Is it wrecks? Well, I can think of rubble. When I think of a synonym for debris, we'll look it up in the dictionary. We'll see what we can see. Let's see, one more comment. Ghazal Hosseini says, maybe this is her everyday routine, and she gets fed up with it and tries to weed out both potatoes and herself coincidentally. It's like suicide with potatoes. Okay, so let's see. Leah Huda asked, what's the synonym of debris? The first word that pops into my head is rubble, but since we have a dictionary, we might as well use it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, let's put in debris. And let's hear their pronunciation.
Debris.
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 Debris. Okay, so remember, don't say the S. Just debris, right? Okay, so scattered pieces of waste or remains. Synonyms. Detritus? Not familiar with that one. Refuse. Rubbish. Waste. Here we go. Rubble. That's the one that I thought of. Wreckage. Wreckage. Spoilage. Scrap. Dross. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Okay. All right. That's interesting. I'm not familiar with this one.
Detritus.
Detritus. Wow. It's great. I can learn something new too. I'm just not familiar with the word detritus. Let's hear it again.
Detritus.
Detritus. Streets filled with rubble and detritus. Woo. That sounds like a word that would be on like some exam. Because I don't think detritus is a super common word. I could be wrong. All right, so let's go back. All right. I think we're going to move to the next cartoon, okay? And don't worry, at the end today, we're going to do a question and answer session. And we'll go back, and if you have questions, I can answer them at that time. All right, next cartoon. Here we go. All right. So let's do pronunciation and repeat after me what they're saying. Hopefully you guys can read the words. Hopefully it's not too small. Okay, so the cartoon, the caption or the words in the cartoon say, on Thanksgiving, the 4 basic food groups are more, a little more, a lot more, and too much. So let's see. We have a few things that we could maybe talk about. When we talk about the 4 basic food groups. Makes me think of the food pyramid. When I was growing up in school, they always were trying to get us to eat healthy and stuff. Let's take a look. 4 basic food groups. All right, there you go. You have your fruits, you have your grains. Let's make that bigger. 4 basic food groups: fruits, grains, protein, and vegetables. And then over on the side, they add dairy. So these are the main food groups. For fruits, apples, oranges. Vegetables, corn, broccoli, stuff like that. Grains would be like breads, I guess, maybe pasta, stuff like that. Protein, you got your meat, and nuts, stuff like that. Okay, so let's go back to the cartoon. 4 basic food groups. So that's what they talk about. On Thanksgiving, the 4 basic food groups are more, a little more, a lot more, and too much. So maybe we should also explore Thanksgiving. All right. Thanksgiving is a very popular holiday in my country, in the US. Let's see, we'll just take a look at some pictures of Thanksgiving. Let's see. All right, so these, usually when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of a big meal. And you bring your appetite and you eat like crazy. It's just delicious. It's wonderful. At least my experience growing up for Thanksgiving, the family gets together. You have the aunts, you have the uncles, you have the grandparents, you have the cousins, and usually, everybody can cook something and bring it. Everybody kind of puts it together, or else the host, wherever you're celebrating Thanksgiving, they might be the one who is responsible for cooking. But you have a big turkey, you have pies, you have vegetables. It's delicious. It's delicious. Okay, so that is Thanksgiving, and people will say Happy Thanksgiving. And the history behind Thanksgiving is that in the history of the United States, when the first white people, or the early group of white people, came over from Europe, they had a very difficult time because their crops weren't growing, their farms were having difficulty, and they got help from the Indians, the people that were already here. And so the story goes that they had a big celebration for the first Thanksgiving, and it's to give thanks, to appreciate. And I remember we had a family tradition on Thanksgiving that we would go around the table one by one, and each person would say something that they were thankful for, right? I'm happy I got good grades this year, or I'm happy the family could be together. I'm happy that, or I'm grateful that there's so much food, something like that. So the idea of Thanksgiving is to give thanks. I mean, it's right in the word, Thanksgiving. Okay. Let's see. Leahuda says it's common in Thanksgiving people have turkey in the US. Yes, that's right. So if you want, this is pure American culture. Okay, so let's see. So we're talking about Thanksgiving, and the guy is telling the other kid, or the kid is telling the other kid, on Thanksgiving the 4 basic food groups are more, a little more, a lot more, and too much. Right. Right, and let's see. So it's the joke, right? You know, the 4 basic food groups, the grains, the vegetables, the protein, stuff like that. It's very common on Thanksgiving to eat way too much food. I mean, a lot of food. It doesn't happen all the time, so maybe once in a while it's okay to pig out. This is a good idiom. To pig out. Can someone tell me in the comments, what does it mean to pig out? If we're talking about food and a meal, what does it mean to pig out? You guys tell me and I will put it down. Does anybody know, what does it mean to pig out? All right, Malek Kalachi says hello. Hello. It says hi, so I'll say hello. All right, does anybody have an idea, what does it mean to pig out? Gazal Hosseini says, guys, I think I should go and grab a bite. No, the food looked delicious, didn't it? Right, so can someone tell me, what does the idiom mean to pig out? Leah Huda says to devour. Oh, that is a good word. To devour. To eat like crazy. To attack your food and eat like a tiger. I don't know. Garden says, yeah, devour. Leah Huda says to devour aggressively. Yes, to pig out. Antonio Soriano says to eat like to eat like you won't exist tomorrow. Yes, it's like the food is here. I must eat now, and you eat like crazy. Voraciously, yes. Gozal Hosseini says voraciously, yes. Huge amounts of energy. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to see if we find pictures of... I can't promise these pictures will be nice and clean, but let's see what we find. People pigging out. Oh, yeah. Do you guys ever do this in your kitchen? This lady is pigging out on, it looks like junk food. She's got a big ice cream, a bucket of ice cream. She got bread and cakes and snacks and junk food, but she is pigging out. She is devouring the food. And this guy, oh yeah, he's got his 2 bottles of sauce or hot sauce, whatever, barbecue sauce maybe, and he's like, ready to eat. Right? Let's see. Garden says, eat like a horse. Yes, exactly. Ghazal Hosseini says to wolf down. Yes, that would be part of it. To wolf down would be the actual process of the food going into your mouth, right? So you wolf it down, right? Because wolves and big animals that eat meat, they don't really chew it too much. They eat it and then they swallow it down, they gulp it down. All right, let's see. Mustafa Arzi says we have a proverb in Azerbaijani Turkish. If the straw is not yours, but hayloft is yours, so try not to eat too much. Interesting. Okay, so let's go back to the cartoon, the comics. And just let me ask, can you guys hear the music in the background? If yes, give me a thumbs up or just say we can hear the music or I can hear the music. Because I don't know if it's too quiet or if it's too loud. Can you guys hear the music? Let me take a drink quick. There should be some relaxing piano music in the background. I hope. Okay. All right. So let's take a look. We're going to sum up this cartoon. Okay, Garden says yes. Leahuda says yes. Okay, so you guys can hear the music in the background. Wonderful. Okay, so let's summarize this cartoon. Okay, we could say two kids are talking and standing in front of a table full of delicious food. One boy is saying that, well, let's see. One boy is basically talking about how there are 4 ways to eat on Thanksgiving. You can eat more, take a little bit more food. You can eat a little more. You can eat a lot more. Or you can eat too much. And I'll have to say, from what I remember on my Thanksgivings, I usually ate too much, right? And after you eat, you kind of loosen your belt because you're like, oh, it's too much. But then your mom or your grandma's like, how about some pumpkin pie? And you're like, yes. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that's good. Do you guys know what is pumpkin pie? This is big in American culture. Since we have access to pictures, get ready for some delicious pumpkin pie. Okay, here we go. This is pumpkin pie. All right, and this one has, you could say, a dab or a glob of whipped cream on top. Oh, my grandma used to make delicious whipped cream. And my sister, my mom, my grandma, they all made delicious pumpkin pie. Oh, it's an idiom. It's to die for. It's so delicious. It's to die for. Let's see. Mustafa RZ, do they know table manners? I mean the men in the picture? No. We'll talk about that in a sec. Mustafa RZ says pumpkin pie so yummy. Yes. Leahuda says it's a popular pie. Yes, it's available pretty much year-round, but on Thanksgiving, everyone has pumpkin pie. And the grocery stores sell pumpkin pie. They sell pumpkin mix. So let's take a look. Pumpkin pie ingredients. How about that? In case you're curious. All right. Here we go. All right, so you have the pumpkin stuff, whatever it's called, from the pumpkin itself. I think there's some condensed milk, eggs. You have the pie crust, and you have pumpkin spices. All right. Memories. Good memories are coming back. Tasty memories. So I would say, if you asked me, I would say pumpkin pie is to die for. In other words, pumpkin pie is incredibly delicious. All right, so to die for is the idiom, right? And we're not actually talking about death. It's a figure of speech, right? So it could be anything. Anything is to die for. Ice cream is to die for. The experience, it was to die for. It was incredible. It was wonderful. It was extraordinary. Okay, let's see. All right. Gozal Hosseini says scrumptious food. Leahuda says a pie made of pumpkin and whipped cream. Well, the whipped cream is just on top. The pie by itself doesn't have whipped cream, but it's common to put a drop or a glob of whipped cream on top, or ice cream, vanilla ice cream too. Ooh, Mustafa RZ says we mix it with molasses. Ooh, interesting. Garden says, yes, I've baked it once by using lots of spices. Okay, and I don't want to forget Mustafa before says, do they know table manners? The men at the table. So I assume he's talking about the two people, the guys or the kids in front of the table. And table manners would just be being respectful, right? At the table, you wipe your mouth. You probably don't eat with your mouth open. So if you have, or you don't talk with food in your mouth. So if you're, you close your mouth, that's, eating with a open mouth is considered bad table manners. Some people, they don't like it if you put your elbows on the table. They say that's bad table manners. All right, let's see. Mustafa RZ says, during the winter season, I would rather cut off my right hand not to eat pumpkin. Strong words, but yes. I would rather cut off my right hand. And it's not literal, right? It just means that whatever we're talking about is so good or so incredible that I would rather poke out my eye. I would rather do something than not have that experience. Skyboo says, I don't like pumpkin pie. I'm sorry. No need to apologize. Everyone has their preferences, right? Everyone has different things they like to eat. And for me, I like pumpkin pie. I like the pumpkin spices and stuff. But it's not for everyone. Even in the US, I know Americans that don't really like pumpkin pie. So I remember at our Thanksgiving, we usually had many different kinds of pie. Like cherry pie. Ooh, let's see. We're going to have to go and take a look at some pictures. All right. Let's see. Oh, we're still at the pictures. I didn't change the screen back. Okay, let me just show you what I wrote before. Pumpkin pie is to die for, or in other words, pumpkin pie is incredibly delicious, right? If something is to die for, it is like awesome, the maximum, so incredible. Okay, but let's go back to the pictures. Just like Leah Huda says, teacher, you're making me feel ravenous. Ravenous is like really hungry, like super hungry. All right, let's see. Thanksgiving pies. So hopefully it will give us different kinds of pies. Here we go. Let's take a look. Let's see. So, I'll just do it one by one. Why not? I remember apple pie. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Apple pie. Now I'm feeling ravenous. Great word. Ravenous. This is apple pie. Delicious. Let me see at the comments. Maria Antonietta Pellegrini, I use real pumpkin, not in a jar, but I'm Italian. Yes, my grandma used to make pumpkin pie from scratch. Let me type that in. It's something that is good. If you make something from scratch, all right, it means that you use the basic ingredients. You don't use the ingredients that they put in a can. You use the natural ingredients. Like directly from the source. Okay. All right. Let me move this stuff up so we can still see. Okay. So someone might say I made pumpkin pie from scratch. I made the dish from scratch. My mom, when she was cooking when I was growing up, I feel very lucky because she made most of the meals from scratch. That means with the natural ingredients. It wasn't a meal that you bought in a box. It wasn't in a can. It was all the different ingredients cooked together from scratch. You use the natural ingredients directly from the source. Okay, so from scratch for a pumpkin means you have the real pumpkin. And you cut it open and you take the stuff out. It's the real one. It's not in a can. Just like Maria said, Maria Antonietta, real pumpkin, not in a jar. Right. Okay. Let's see. Other comments. Ghazal Hosseini says, it's like a cheat day for those who are on a diet. A fabricated pretext. Thanksgiving is not a place to celebrate if you're on a diet because the food is just, delicious. All right, let's see. Let's go back. We were on apple pie. Modulaine Hulali says, I like apple pie. I really like apple pie. Me too. And there's something called a la mode. If something is a la mode, that means you put a drop of vanilla ice cream on it. And it wouldn't have to be vanilla, but a drop of ice cream on it. So this would be apple pie a la mode. A la mode means a scoop of ice cream on top. So if it's just apple pie, it's just apple pie. But if it's a la mode, it means it has ice cream on top. So let's take a look at the words again. This would be apple pie a la mode. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see, pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie a la mode. So it can work for any pie. A la mode, you put a drop or a scoop of ice cream on top. All right, let's see. Mustafa RZ says, my mouth is watering right now. Yes, mouth is watering. A great way to say whatever I see, it looks so delicious. I'm like, oh, I need to eat it. All right. Let's see. Leah Huda says, it's healthier when we use the natural ingredients. Yes, it is. Sometimes it's more of a, takes more time, right? Takes more time and energy to get all the natural ingredients, but the long term it's much healthier. I agree. Yes. Let's see. Garden says, that was tough work from scratch. That was kind of pumpkin festival. Sure. Leah Huda says, new vocabularies. Yes, new vocabulary words. So we have a la mode. A la mode just means with a drop of ice cream. Why don't I stick that? I'll put it back. Let's take a look. I'm going to add another slide. And I will change this out. So we say apple pie a la mode. And I'll spell apple, right? What it means, I'll put the quotes there so we know it kind of all works together. A piece of apple pie with a scoop of ice cream on top. And it could probably be any ice cream. I haven't really seen chocolate. I usually see vanilla or some of like the lighter color ice cream. All right, let's see. And we were going to keep looking at different kinds of pies. I won't forget. Let's see. Mustafa RZ says, you should invite us to eat these delicious cakes. Well, these are pies. There's a big difference. So if we say cakes, we're talking about these, right? You could have small ones, you can have big ones, but they're layered cakes, stuff like that. So these are cakes. But if we're talking about pies, then we're talking about stuff like this. So let's see. I'm going to, off the top of my head, in other words, off the top of my head, just thoughts that are coming to my head, different kinds of pies that I've eaten growing up. Pecan pie. Let's see, pecan pie. They put the nuts on top and it's sweet and it's delicious and it's good. All right, let's see. We already did apple pie. Let's do cherry pie. Yes, cherry pie. Let's do what? Blueberry? Blueberry pie? Sure. Oh, it's delicious. Let's see. I'm trying to think what other kinds of pie. Oh yeah. Key lime pie. All right. This one kind of has some cream on top, and it's sweet. I'm so fan of key lime pie. For me, if I eat too much, it's too sweet. Let's put kinds of pie. Garden says, I'm full. Must have eaten already. Layla Almeida says, hello? Hello? You came in at a great time. We're talking about pie. Ooh. Here we go. This is interesting. What are your 3 most favorite types of pie? Peach, apple, pumpkin pie, chocolate cream, cherry. Apple pie seems to have be the most popular. I like it. Okay, so somehow I will get back and we will stay focused on the cartoon. But that's the beauty of English lessons, is that it goes in whatever direction we talk about, right? So we can boost our English and talk about things that actually are in our life, right? Boost vocabulary, boost our knowledge of English phrases. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So, in other words, this cartoon is a joke that on Thanksgiving, people eat like crazy. I mean, probably way too much, but it's fun. It's fun. Okay. Leah Huda says, teacher, my tummy is talking to me right now. Mustafa RZ says, I just closed my eyes. Okay. All right. Let's move forward to the next cartoon. Here we go. All right. All right. So this cartoon, this comic, has 3 pictures. 3 different frames, we can call them. We have one frame, the second frame, and the third frame. Okay. So let's see. How about I will read what they're saying and you guys repeat after me. So we'll do the conversation. Excuse me. Excuse me. I should take a drink of water. Okay, so we'll do their conversation and you guys repeat after me, okay? So first we will do, maybe I'll bring my arrow. Ooh, my arrow is nice. Okay, so let's do this part of the conversation where I'm pointing, this speech bubble. So repeat after me. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. Will you be okay by yourself? Okay, and repeat after me. He says, of course, honey. All right. And when he says honey, he is talking about like, it's a term of affection. Like dear, baby, honey, bunny, something like that, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move the arrow and let's do the next section. All right, repeat after me. Whoops, forgot my headphones. Okay, so that is what they say. Now let's kind of, we're going to talk about what we see. All right, and I'll summarize as we go. So here we go, let's try. In the first frame, all right, so when we talk about frames, we're talking about the squares. So we have one frame right here. There's another frame over here. Hopefully you can see my mouse on the screen. And then there's a big frame down here. Kind of like a picture frame, right? So when there's comics or a comic strip, they divide it into frames. So right now in the first frame, we'll see this. So in the first frame, I don't know if it's the wife or the girlfriend. I'm just going to say the wife. Why not? The wife is leaving on a trip for 2 weeks. She asks the husband if he'll be okay. He says yes. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, Mustafa RZ says, what is that on the wall? That would be frame number 3, and we will get there. Okay, so in the first frame, you know, she's leaving. She's going to be going somewhere, and he's saying goodbye, right? Okay, so in frame number 2, we'll just go number 2. All right, the wife is outside and realized that she forgot her headphones. All right. And headphones, I'm wearing headphones right now. Mine are called earbuds. Maybe she has big headphones. Maybe she's gonna fly on the airplane, and yeah, maybe she wants to listen to her music or watch her movies. Okay, in frame number 3, the wife opens the door and is completely shocked, right? And they don't even draw her mouth, right? Because she's just like, her eyes are like, what? And we can say the place is a disaster. All right. Let's see. Mustafa said, what is that on the wall? Yes, Maria Antoinette says the cat. There is a cat. And how would we describe the motion? Because they have lines, right, of the cat. How would we describe what the cat is doing on the wall? What do you think? The cat is... What would we say? Mustafa RZ says, surprise! Here I am, your real husband. Right? Leah Huda says the cat might be scared. Right? That's possible. Let's see. How would we say? Because the cat is like attached to the wall, but slowly moving down. Leah Huda says scratch. Garden says scratching. Right. So we could say the cat is slowly sliding down the wall and scratching it. Right? So sliding is like moving down, but in a way that, you know, the cat's claws are in the wall and, right? So maybe the cat freaked out or something and jumped up on the wall. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can describe how the husband is. All right. The wife sees the husband laying and relaxing on the sofa chair. I don't think it's a complete couch. I'll just say a sofa chair. He took his clothes off and is lounging. Lounging and eating junk food. All right. I have too many ands in there, so I'm going to put a comma instead. All right. Right. So I think, let's see, what do we have in the comments? Mustafa RZ says the cat is exhausted by the deeds of the guy. Right? And Leah Huda says the wife just arrived from the trip and she was shocked that the house is completely a mess. And this is maybe the funny part, is that in frame number 1, they're saying goodbye. Frame number 2, she walks outside. And just a moment later, she's like, oh, I forgot my headphones. So she comes back inside in probably like 5 seconds. So within 5 seconds, the husband has completely gone crazy, right? So let's see. In the 5 seconds it took for the wife to leave and come back in, the husband has already sprawled. This is a good one. Sprawled out on the sofa to eat junk food and watch TV. Right. Sprawled out. All right. Let's see. Sprawled out on the sofa. Let's see if we can look up some pictures that might give us a good sprawled out on the sofa. It's like, there we go. Yes. This guy is sprawled out, so your arms and your legs are just stretched out, sprawled out on the sofa. Right. All right, let's see. Okay, so we can say this guy, the husband, is sprawled out on the chair. Let's take a look at the comments. Mustafa RZ says it also looks like the roasted chicken. The cat, I mean. It kind of does. All right. Let's see. And Garden says, how could they mess up so quickly? I guess that is the joke, right? And I imagine that the husband has been really excited for the wife to leave. And he's like, and so when she says, oh, will you be okay by yourself? He's like, oh, I'll be just fine. And the moment that she shut the door, he's like, whoop, and he took all his clothes off. He grabbed the junk food, grabbed the remote control, and he's like, sprawled out on the couch. Leah Huda says laying on, right? Laying on is similar to sprawled out. When we say sprawled out, the idea is that your arms and your legs are stretched out. Just like in the picture of this guy sprawled out on the couch. You could say he's laying on the couch, but it might be a little bit more specific to say he's sprawled out because his arms and legs are kind of disorganized and stretched out in all different directions. All right. Okay. Mustafa RZ says he was saying freedom is that I'm in favor of. Maybe the husband feels like he can be himself or just completely relax while the wife is gone. Plus, she said she was going to be gone for 2 weeks, and he must have been like, heaven, I can relax and do whatever I want. Surprise! All right, let's see. Leah Huda says, is it the same as laying on a sofa? You can say laying on a sofa, but how about this? We will take a look at the pictures, and I think you would say lying on the sofa. So we'll say lying on the sofa. Okay. All right. So this is a good example. So this guy is lying on the sofa, but I wouldn't say he's sprawled out. Reason, because his legs are straight, his arms are organized, and it's not just like chaos, right? But when we went, where is it? There it is. When we go back before to sprawled out, sprawled out just looks like disorganized, right? He's just like sleeping in a very disorganized way. So it's lying on a sofa, but it's lying on the sofa in a way that your arms are everywhere. Okay. All right. All right, let's go back. Majuline Hulali says he becomes free after leaving his wife, or he becomes free after his wife leaves for a trip, something like that. Or maybe he feels that he can do whatever he wants. Maybe when his wife is there, she expects to have a very high level of cleanliness, which is fine, right? Because this guy went crazy. But maybe he's like, 2 weeks, wow, and he just, went crazy. Let's see, Maria Antonetta says she leaves it. And I'm not quite sure what that means. So maybe the wife is leaving for the trip, but he stays? Maybe that's what you mean? Okay. All right, so just to sum up this cartoon, the wife is going to be leaving, and, they say goodbye to each other, and she steps out, and then she's like, whoops. That's a good word. Whoops. If someone says whoops, it means like, oh shoot. Oh shoot. My goodness. Something like that. It means that you forgot something, or something didn't go the way you wanted to, or maybe you dropped something. Maybe you dropped your keys or your phone, you're like, whoops. So it might not be super serious, because if it was really serious, you probably would use stronger words. But whoops is just like oops, oh my goodness, oh shoot, right? Okay, so she says, whoops, I forgot my headphones. So she's about to leave to go to, I think, the elevator, and then she goes back in, and like 5 seconds later, the guy's already sprawled out on the couch and just relaxing. Okay, all right, I need to move forward. Once in a while, I have to take a peek at the clock. Here we go. Let's move. Let's see. Mustafa RZ taking a deep breath after saying goodbye to his wife. And the life has had the other taste, I just now realized. Maybe he's experimenting with his free time. Okay, so here we go. Artist says you often say whoop. And it would be whoops with an S. Whoops, right? It's very common, yes. Because we do silly things, we drop things, we bump into someone, we might say, whoops, I'm sorry, excuse me, something like that. All right, I need to move forward. Let's go to the next comic. Here we go. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. Right, and I'll move this one over. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, I gotta stay serious. Okay, so let's talk about frame number 1. And why don't we do pronunciation? So we'll say the same conversation that they're having, so we'll pronounce as well, right? So in frame number 1, there are 2 ladies and they're talking, all right? So repeat after me. We're gonna say this part right here. Remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. All right, so if you're doing pronunciation, apples in the comments, that'd be great. All right. I see Leah Huda has apples. Wonderful. And the lady responds. She says, gotcha. Gotcha. And let's see. Can someone tell me, what do you think gotcha means here? What does gotcha? So the woman says, remember the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And she says, gotcha. So what do you think, what function does the word gotcha perform here? What is she trying to communicate when she says gotcha? What do you think? All right, I'm looking in the comments. So the woman said something, and then the other person said, gotcha. Right? Ghazal Hosseini says, sometimes it hits the spot for those who live with a wife. So a wife suffering from OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. All right. So let's see. Can someone tell me? Ooh, Garden says, I got you. Leah says, I got you. Mustafa RZ said to mean I have got you in order to surprise or frighten someone you have caught or to show that you have an advantage over them. Ah, yes, but that one's in a different situation. So that's good. The word gotcha, you could say it one time, maybe if you're surprising someone or if you tricked someone, right? You put, I don't know, you put a banana peel on the floor and they come and they trip and you go, haha, gotcha, right? So you trick someone. But it can also mean like, I understand. Or like, okay. So in this situation, gotcha means okay, I understand. Because the woman is saying, let's point it over here. Right? Remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And then the other woman responds, gotcha. Okay, so there's no trick. No one's trying to make fun of anyone else. She's just saying, gotcha. Okay, I understand. Yes, Layla Almeida says gotcha equals yes. Right? The easiest way to say it, right? Yes. That's right. Okay, so let's move forward. This lady says, hi there. All right. Let's move that out of the way. And the guy says, hi. Woomph. Okay. Can someone tell me, what is the woman doing right here? Leah Huda says, I'm following. To is the same as I understand. Right. I'm following you. I got you. I understand. Yes. All right. So woomph. In frame number 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Can someone describe what is the woman doing to the man? To make this sound, right? This is comics. They like to use words to help us understand what sound is being made. So she's saying woomph. Or the sound is woomph. She's not saying it, but it's the sound of what she's doing, her action. Leah Huda says, punching in his tummy or stomach. Right? She's punching him in the stomach. Right. Let's see. She's punching him in the stomach. Leah Huda says, she's like a boxer. Maria Antonetta says, throws a punch. Yes, she throws a punch and she hits him in the stomach. Madulin Huali says they are fighting. Well, kind of. It's kind of like a one-sided fight though. Because we can say, I mean, they just said hi, and the woman's like, pow! So the woman kind of attacks the man, right? She punches him in the stomach. And the woman says, she says, you and me, which is actually incorrect English, but everyone says it. It should be you and I, but so common for people to say you and me. You and me are dating now. And the man, he's like, gasp, which is like, right? Wheeze, which is like, and then he says, okay. And then he gasps again. So if you gasp or you wheeze, it's like it's difficult for you to breathe. And I don't know if you guys have ever been punched in the stomach or been hit so hard or fell down so hard that all of the air, whoosh, it goes out of your stomach. It takes a moment, or all of the air goes out of your lungs, I'm sorry. All of the air goes out of your lungs, and it takes a moment for you to get air back in. So, growing up, I was in lots of sports, in Taekwondo and fighting and stuff. So it was kind of common to get hit in the stomach and all of your air goes, and it takes a moment for the air to come back in. So at the time when you're trying to get the air, you're like, and you can say you're gasping and wheezing. And I can't say it really hurts so much, but it's like a surprise because you can't breathe. For a moment you can't breathe. You're gasping and wheezing, trying to get air in. So kind of seems like this is an evil woman. Okay, let's see. Leah Huda says, teacher, what is herc? All right. This one is actually kind of new for me too. But herc is whoever drew this cartoon, they're trying to express the sound that he's making as he's getting punched in the stomach. So I don't think anyone actually says the word herc. I don't even think it is a word. No. Actually, we could check. Why don't we check? We have a dictionary. Let's see if herc shows up in our dictionary. I don't think so. I don't think it's the actual word. Let's find out. No definitions found for this word. Okay, so herc is just, it's similar here to woomph, right? Where they talk about the person who, the artist who drew the cartoon, they put words to try to express to us the sound. All right, let's see. Leah Huda says, poor husband, poor guy, right? Mustafa RZ says, we cannot breathe, right? Garden says she succeeded. Leah Huda says he can't breathe anymore. Maybe a swear word herc is. Actually, herc isn't a word. It's just trying to show us what sound he might make when he's punched in the stomach. Right? Okay. Let's see. Mustafa RZ, Garden, she did not, but her jealous friend, yes. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. All right. So, let's see. The important part, the main part to understand to get the joke is this part right here. And I'll put another arrow because this is the main important part to understand this cartoon. All right. Remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So the lady that she was talking to, she understood that she needed to go attack the guy and punch him in the stomach. But that's not exactly what this lady was trying to explain. Does anyone have an idea? What does the saying, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, what does that mean? Because there's an extra meaning. It does not, that's the joke. It does not mean you punch the guy in the stomach. It means something different. What do you think? What does it mean? The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Does that mean you cut a hole in his stomach and stick your hand in? No, not so much. What do you think? What is another way to explain the way to a man's heart is through his stomach? What do you think? What do you think? Yes, Antonio Soriano says cooking some delicious meals. Yes. Leah Huda says to cook him the food he likes. Yes, wonderful. Madulin Hulali says the man blushed. I think you're talking about down here when his face is red. And it's kind of like blushing, but it's also like his face just got red because he can't breathe. Okay, so remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Right. The idea is that you cook delicious food for the guy. Maybe like the food we looked at before. Not the guy. This isn't delicious. Delicious Thanksgiving food. Yes. Okay. So if you cook food like this for the guy that you're interested in, if you're a woman or whatever, the way to reach him, the way to get him to be attracted to you is through his stomach, through the food, the delicious food that you're giving him. Right. And I haven't really heard it the opposite way, that to get to a woman is through her stomach. I haven't heard that ever. It's usually from a woman to a man. So when a woman cooks incredible meals, the man's like, oh, it's delicious. And maybe the man starts thinking, if she cooks like this, maybe she'll cook like this in the future as my girlfriend or as my wife or something like that. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. We're in the comments. Leah Huda says we have this saying in our country too. Seems to be an international saying. Mustafa RZ says, if you want to gain a man's heart, you should be a fantastic cook. So give it a shot. Believe me, it will work. Sounds like, Mustafa, sounds like you have experience with this. Right? Let's see. Leah Huda says, teacher, what do you think? Is it true? Let me think while I take a drink of water. Well, I think it can't hurt, right? If a woman is a wonderful cook, wow, it's like bonus, right? It's incredible, wonderful. Yes, my wife, she cooks. It's delicious, so it's bonus, right? However, if it's like an evil woman and she cooks great, I mean, she's still evil, right? And who knows, maybe she would use the good cooking to poison you someday. But okay, I think my opinion, I'll try to answer your question. Teachers, Leah Huda says, teacher, what do you think? Is it true? I would say it helps. But I think for a long-term relationship, you have to have, not just good food, you have to have good communication, trust, honesty, being able to rely on someone, both be responsible, stuff like that. But good food, everyone loves good food. All right. Let's see. Garden says, I'm not that type of woman. Yeah, it's okay. It's not the only way to get to a man, right? I think probably maybe one of the number one ways, at least when I was growing up, is self-confidence, right? Believing in yourself, being respectful, having nice things to say, right? That attracted me to my wife. All right, let's see. Maria Antoinetta says, poor women. I don't know. It could be an opportunity, or it could just be something in life which you kind of have to work through. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I can't explain that. Let's see. Ghazal Hosseini says, so men from all around the world have in common in terms of loving and eating. I don't know. I can't speak for all men. I'd say I like food. My wife doesn't cook that much because she's very busy. Sometimes we take turns cooking. But I won't say it's the number one thing, but I think it's a saying that has been around for a long time, that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. If it's true in real life, I don't know. But it's good food is nice, I guess. All right, let's see. Mustafa RZ says, we share the same taste in this case as men. Okay. All right. Woo! Time's going quick. All right. So the joke in this one is that this lady, the lady in the blue shirt, she misunderstood, right? Maybe she is naive, maybe she's not intelligent, or maybe maybe English isn't her first language, I don't know. But she didn't understand what the lady said. Plus, she seems to be super aggressive, like really aggressive. She's like, hi there, hi, pow! She hits him in the stomach. You and me are dating now. And the guy's like, okay. Okay, all right. So let's see. All right, so we made it through. That was our fourth comment. And now I will do a little bit of time. We've kind of already been doing it, but we can do some more Q&A. Q&A, in other words, question and answer, or questions and answers, right? So we can do a Q&A session. Do you guys have any questions? We've been asking a lot of questions already, and I've been answering, and it's been good. You guys have been very active. I appreciate it. So let's see. Do you guys have any questions? It can be about the lesson. It can be about the comics. Let's see. Maybe we'll go to this one. Does anyone have any questions about this one? This was the first one, the first comic, where the lady, the crazy lady in the kitchen, is going to light the dynamite and blow up the potatoes because she doesn't want to cook and do stuff like that. All right. Mustafa Aziz says the girl with the blue shirt maybe is an evil and the other one is a novice. It's possible. All right. So in this comic right here, I'll wait just a little bit. Does anyone have a question? All right. Or does anybody have a question about this one or this one or this one? So we had 4. If you have a question, maybe you could put what number it was. This was number 1. This was number 2. This was number 3. And this was number 4. All right. So are there any questions? We had fun today. All right. And I tell you what, if you have questions that aren't about the lesson today, I have a few minutes so I can try to answer. All right. So if you have a question, put it in the comments. Let's see. Mustafa Arzi says, no question. You have covered all the points, sir. Thanks a billion. You're welcome. All right. Great. Great. Let's see. We have a question. Let's see if I can put the comment on the screen. Let's see. So the question is from, isn't that cool? Your comment is on my screen. Majulin Hulali says the closest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Does she mean that? Well, I think we're talking about this one. And remember, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And it's just I don't know if it's famous, but a common saying that the way to attract a man is to cook well. And I think it's kind of a saying from like an older generation where it was more traditional and the wives stayed more at home and took care of the family and stuff. But it's still a common saying that I hear it today, right? Nowadays, at least in the US, it's very common for the women to work and also be working and not be at home all the time. It kind of depends on the family. When I was growing up, my mom was home. It was great to have someone there at home when I came home from school and stuff. I didn't appreciate it as much as when I was a kid, but now that I'm growing up, I'm looking back and I feel very lucky, very fortunate to have my mom home to take care of us kids, right? It was very nice, right? Okay, so the question, the closest way to a man's heart is his stomach. Does she mean that? I think it's just a saying. Whether it's actually the truth, you can debate about that. But I mean, most people like good food, but I can't say it's going to guarantee a relationship, right? Okay, let's see. All right, we have another question. Let's see if I can copy it over. 1 second. All right, a question from Ghazal Hosseini. Let's take a look. What's the difference between... 1 second, just gonna prep some of my slides in case there are more questions. What's the difference between insecure and unsecured? Aha, okay. Well, when I talk about insecure, I think of a person who feels insecure. So if I said he is insecure, I would say something, in other words, he lacks confidence. He is, what's the word? Oh, he has low self-esteem. Huh? All right. Let's see. Leah Huda said, it's clear, teacher, don't worry. Great. All right. So insecure, I would say, is for someone who lacks confidence, right? They're not bold. They lack self-esteem. They might have a lot of self-doubt. All right. And unsecured, When I think of unsecured, I would think of like an unsecured loan. But let's see. Let's go straight to the dictionary on that one because I want to make sure you get the most effective definition, right? So let's look up unsecured. Okay, yep, there we go, of a loan. So a loan when you borrow money or something. All right, unsecured. It's of a loan made without an asset given as security. Okay, so in other words, they give you the money, but you don't have to give them collateral. So what is collateral? Well, if I say to you, can I borrow $5,000? And you say, okay, but you have to give me your car first, or you have to give me something to keep. So if you don't pay me back, then I'll keep whatever you gave me. So if it's an unsecured loan, I can borrow money without having to put up collateral. I don't have to put up anything for you to hold to kind of help guarantee that I pay the money back. All right. So let's see. We'll copy this. We'll bring it back. All right. All right. So unsecured. Okay. Aha. Maria Antonetta says not guaranteed. Right. Sure. It's possible. I mean, all loans are not guaranteed, but if you're a bank or you're loaning money, you can do things to help increase the chances that the person will pay you back. You know, give me your ring. Give me your child. Maybe not the child, but I loan you money. Give me something valuable, something I can keep that you want to get back. So it will help guarantee that you will pay me back. All right, let's see. We have another question. So hopefully, Ghazal Hosseini, did that answer your question? Hopefully. So I wouldn't say that a person is unsecured. It's more talking about a loan. But insecure, I would say many people are insecure. I'm insecure at times. It just depends on the situation, right? Where you lack confidence, you have low self-esteem, or you don't believe in yourself. All right. Okay, we have another question, and I have a couple minutes, so we'll see if we can do it. All right, here we go. Okay, here's the question. Maybe I can make it a little bigger. All right, Majulin Hulali. I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing your name. What's the difference between mention, remind, and remember? Okay, so mention is to say something, right? To share information, to speak about something. So in other words, an example might be, he mentioned that my grandma is a great cook. So he just said, right? He brought up the subject. He said something, all right? That would be mention. Let me move this up. Remind. Ooh, remind, good one. Remind is to make sure someone knows specific information or remembers. Make sure someone remembers specific information. Okay? So maybe I always remind my neighbor to clean up his dog's poop. All right? So you remind someone, you tell them, you give them an extra, you tell them again and again because you want them to remember or to do something, right? So in this situation, my neighbor, he lets the dog out and the dog comes over and poops in my yard. So I remind my neighbor whenever I see him, get your dog's poop out of my yard. Aha, Mustafa RZ is going to the dictionary. Wonderful. Remind, to make someone think of something they have forgotten or might have forgotten. Wait, so I'm competing with the dictionary. Thank you, Mustafa. Wonderful. All right, let's see. The next one is remember. All right. So remember is, I would say, the ability to keep information in your head. And to not forget something. Mustafa, woo, you got it from the dictionary. Remember, to be able to bring back a piece of information into your mind, or to keep a piece of information in your memory. Yes, I think I did well. Good. Mustafa, you're testing me. When you put the dictionary definition, and then I put my definition. All right, you're building my confidence, but you might make me look bad if I say the wrong. But it's good. It's good. I need to improve as well. But I think it was right. Okay. So, Moduline, hopefully that answers your question. Mention, to say something, to share information. Remind, to make someone remember something, to make sure someone remembers specific information. Remember is the ability to keep information in your head. Mustafa RZ says, yes, your score is 100 from 100, sir. Wonderful. Okay. All right, so, well, we're getting at the end. Today we did cartoon analysis. It was analysis. It was number 3. So let's see. In this English lesson, our goals were to analyze comics, explore vocabulary and phrases, and do a question and answer. All right, so let's see. Did we? Did we analyze comics? Oh yeah, we did. We talked about all of them. And we talked about many subjects that were not about the comics. But it's great. Okay, did we explore vocabulary and phrases? You bet. Yes, we did. Did we do a Q&A session? Did we do a question and answer session? Yes, yes. And in the future, I'll try to do a little bit longer one. But it was a good start. Good start. Okay, so remember, improve your English, become more valuable. In other words, improve your English, improve your skills, and you have more value. You have more value as a person, and you're also able to create more value for your life and people in your life and people around you. Wonderful. Okay, so if you like our stuff here at Able Lingo, feel free to subscribe. Here is the animation. Okay, and if you're already subscribed, feel free to click on the bell icon, and YouTube will send you a notification when we have new stuff. All right, so remember, improve your English, become more valuable. All right, so I'm going to close by turning up the music, and I'm going to type a thank you in the comments. Okay, let's see, where's my music? Woo, here it comes.